Broken heart, they said, if you ever cross his path. Flushed face, you won't come back the same. The town went quiet when his name was mentioned. Not loud fear, the kind that settles deep, unspoken. Jace Calloway,
An outlaw.
a man who lived outside rules, outside mercy. They say he takes what he wants, someone whispered once. And no one argued. Elena Hayes didn't believe in stories. Not fully. Not until the night she saw him. Dark road. Empty. The kind of silence that feels wrong. Her horse slowed. Uneasy. Like it sensed something she didn't. Then, a shadow stepped out.
Sudden. Real.
Her breath caught.
Jace.
Closer than she expected. Too close. You shouldn't be out here alone, he said.
His voice low.
Dangerously calm. Elena straightened instantly. I didn't ask for advice.
A pause.
Then, a faint smirk. That's not advice. Silence. Because something in his tone wasn't casual. It was a warning. I know who you are, she said, trying to hold control, trying not to show fear. Then you know you should turn back, he replied. But she didn't move, didn't turn, because fear wasn't something she showed easily. I'm not scared of you, she said. Another pause. Longer this time, because that answer was unexpected. Jace stepped closer. Not fast, not aggressive, just enough. Maybe you should be, he said quietly. Her heart beat faster, but she didn't step back, didn't break eye contact. And that
Was the first mistake.
or maybe the moment everything changed. A distant sound. Hoofs.
Fast.
Too fast. Jace's expression shifted instantly.
Sharp.
Focused. Get down, he said. This time, not a suggestion, a command. What? Before she could finish, gunshots echoed.
Close.
Real. Her heart dropped. Jace grabbed her arm, pulled her down behind a ridge. Firm. Protective. Not rough, but urgent. Stay quiet, he whispered. Men rode past, searching. Danger in every movement. Elena's breath was shallow.
Fast.
Because now, this wasn't a story. This was real. And the outlaw she was warned about was the only reason she was still safe. The riders disappeared. Silence returned. Heavy. Unsteady. Jace let go slowly. Stepped back. Like nothing happened. You followed? She asked, still shaken.
No.
A pause. They followed me. That answer changed everything. Because now, she wasn't just in the wrong place. She was in his world. And his world was dangerous. You should leave, he said. But his tone was different now. Less distant. More aware. Because something had already shifted. You just saved me, she said. Jace looked at her.
Brief.
Careful. Doesn't mean I'm safe to be around. That honesty was more dangerous than anything else. Because it felt real. And real things are harder to walk away from. Elena looked at the empty road, then back at him, the man she was told to fear, the man who pulled her into danger,
And out of it.
and for the first time, she wasn't sure which one mattered more. The silence after the riders left didn't feel safe. It felt temporary. They'll circle back, Jace said, already scanning the horizon, already thinking ahead. Elena stood still. You said they were after you. They are. A pause. Now you're part of that problem. That hit harder than she expected. I didn't choose this. Jace looked at her. No one ever does. A distant echo of hooves again. Faint, but enough. Jace grabbed the reins of her horse. Move. Where? Anywhere but here. No time for argument. No time for pride. She hesitated, just a second, then followed, because standing still was no longer an option. They rode through the dark.
Fast. Silent.
Only the sound of hooves and wind. Elena stayed behind him this time, not by choice, but by reality. He knew the land. She didn't. You always bring strangers into danger? She called out. Jace didn't slow down. You always ignore warnings? That answer, annoying, but not wrong, Hours passed. The night grew colder. The tension didn't fade. It grew. Because now, they were alone. Together. With no clear way out. They finally stopped near an old abandoned shelter. Barely standing, but enough to hide. "Get inside," Jace said. This time, she didn't argue. Inside. Dark. Quiet. Too quiet. Elena leaned against the wall, breathing uneven. "You do this a lot?" she asked. "Survive." A pause. "Yes."
Simple.
Too simple. She studied him. Really looked this time. Not just the outlaw. Not just the danger. But the details. The scars. The way he never relaxed. Like he was always expecting something. Or someone. "You don't trust anyone," she said quietly. Jace didn't respond immediately. Then, no reason to. That answer wasn't cold. It was lived. "Then why help me?" she asked. A pause. Longer this time. Because that question mattered. "I didn't help you," he said. "I kept you alive." Again, that honesty. Sharp. Real. And harder to argue with. A sudden noise outside. Close. Too close. Both froze. Jace moved instantly, positioning himself between her and the door. Instinct, not thought. "Stay behind me," he whispered. Her heart raced again, because now she understood something. He wasn't pulling her into danger. He was standing in front of it. The sound passed. Just wind. Nothing more. But the moment stayed, because for a second, she saw it clearly. Not the outlaw everyone feared, but the man who didn't hesitate to protect someone, even when it cost him. "You could have left me back there," she said softly. Jace looked at her. "I should have." A pause. "But I didn't." That line. Simple, but heavy, because it meant something he wasn't saying. Something he didn't want to admit. The distance between them felt smaller now. Not physically, but emotionally. Because fear changes things. And so does survival. Elena sat down slowly, still watching him. "You're not what I expected," she said. Jace let out a quiet breath. "Don't change your mind yet." A faint tension in his voice. Like he didn't want her to see too much. Like he was holding something back. And that made her more curious. More aware. More drawn in. Because sometimes, the most dangerous people are the ones with something real to hide. Outside, the night stretched on. Uncertain. Unforgiving. But inside, something had shifted again. Not trust. Not yet. But connection. Unwanted. Unexpected. And impossible to ignore. The night didn't let them rest. Not really. Even when it was quiet, it didn't feel safe. Elena couldn't sleep. Her mind kept replaying everything. The riders. The way he moved. The way he protected her. Without thinking twice. "You've done this before," she said softly. Jace didn't look at her. "Done what?" "Run." A pause. Longer than before. Because this time, he didn't brush it off. "I didn't run," he said quietly. "I left." That word felt different. Heavier. "From what?" she asked. Silence. Because this wasn't something he shared. Not with anyone. Not anymore. But something about her made it harder to stay quiet. "They used to ride with me," he said finally. Her eyes narrowed slightly. "The men chasing us?" A small nod. "Yes." That changed everything. Because now, this wasn't just danger. It was history. "You were one of them," she said. Not accusing. Just understanding. "I was worse," he replied. That honesty hit deeper than expected. Because he didn't try to defend it. Didn't soften it. He owned it. "I walked away," he continued. "They don't forgive that." Another pause. "They don't forget it either." Elena felt something shift again. Not fear this time. Something else. Perspective. Because the man in front of her wasn't just an outlaw. He was someone who left something behind. Something dark. And was still paying for it. "Why did you leave?" she asked quietly. Jace looked at her. Really looked this time. "Because I didn't like who I was becoming." That answer. Simple, but powerful. Because change like that doesn't come easy. And it doesn't come without cost. A noise outside again. Closer this time. Real this time. Jace stood instantly. They're here. Her heart dropped. What do we do? He looked at her.
Calm.
Focused. You leave. She froze.
What? They want me.
Not you. That's not true anymore, she said quickly. It is if you go now. His voice was firm. Decided, like he already made the choice. I'm not leaving you, she said. That surprised him. More than anything else so far. You don't belong in this, he said. Neither do you, she replied. Silence. Because she was right. But that didn't change reality. The sound of footsteps outside. Closer. Closer. Time was running out. Jace stepped back slightly, putting distance between them, the way he always did. When things got real. You don't stay with someone like me, he said quietly. That line wasn't pushing her away. It was protecting her. And she finally understood that. Broken heart, do you choose safety or the person your heart refuses to leave? Speech balloon comment. Safe or stay. Morning broke through the tension. But everything had changed. The riders were gone.
For now.
But the danger wasn't. Jace stood outside, watching the horizon, like he always did, ready to leave again. Alone. You're going, Elena said behind him. Not a question. A fact. He didn't turn. It's easier. For who? A pause. For you. That answer was exactly what she expected, and exactly what she didn't accept. You don't get to decide that for me, she said firmly. Now, he turned. Finally. This isn't your world. Then why does it feel like it is now? Silence. Because that question had no easy answer. You saved me, she continued. You stayed. Another step closer. You didn't walk away. A beat. So, why are you trying to now? Jace looked at her, and for the first time, there was no distance left in his eyes. Just conflict.
Real.
Unfiltered. Because if you stayed, a pause. They'll come back. I know. And you could get hurt. I know. And you could lose everything. Another step closer. I already did the moment I met you. That line changed everything. Because now, it wasn't about danger. It wasn't about fear.
It was about choice.
And she had made hers. Jace exhaled slowly, like he'd been holding it in for years. You don't walk into fire on purpose, he said. Elena looked at him. Steady.
Certain.
Not unless something inside it matters. Silence. Because she wasn't asking anymore. She wasn't waiting. She was choosing him. And for the first time, Jace didn't step back, didn't create distance, didn't run. Because maybe, for once, he didn't want to leave. Not this time. Not her. The desert stretched wide around them. Danger still out there. Uncertain. Unforgiving. But between them, something real had formed. Not taken. Not forced. Chosen. And that made it stronger than anything chasing them.